Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of SFBN Classics. I'm Ari Bluestein, the CEO and executive producer of the Sports Fan Base Network, and we go back to 2015 this week, and we start in the Philadelphia Catholic League, January 7th of 15, and it's Roman Catholic and Neumann-Goretti. And anytime these two teams get together, you usually need a bigger venue than what Neumann-Goretti and Roman Catholic have to offer at their individual schools. So this one was played at then called Philadelphia University, now of course called Jefferson. This one came down to the wire. I mean, Roman had talented players like Tony Carr, Nazir Bostic, Manny Taylor, and you look at Neumann-Goretti's side, of course, Quade Green and Lamar Kimball. And this one was just an absolute classic, a great crowd at Philadelphia University. I had the call with Jordan Hofferman. Enjoy the game.
Welcome, sports fans. Ari Bluestein and Jordan Hofferman here with you on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. We are coming to you live from Philadelphia University for one of the biggest matchups of the year, Roman Catholic versus Neumann-Goretti. Jordan, how pumped are you for this game?
Well, Ari, these are two undefeated teams. You could argue the top two teams in the state of Pennsylvania meeting up here tonight, so it doesn't get much bigger than this.
Well, we have a third member of our broadcast team tonight. It's Jeremy Treatman down on the baseline. Let's see what JT has to say. JT, talk about this game for a moment.
It's a matchup everybody wants to see, and they get to see it right now. Neumann-Goretti and Roman Catholic behind me warming up right here. A battle of two undefeated teams, both nationally ranked. Roman is high as number 7 in the rankings this year, as Coach Chris McNesby really has his team going. Tony Carr, the junior, playing out of his mind, over 20 points a game. He's been leading this team. Trevon Wilkerson, an injury with a knee. He's out indefinitely, and that can hurt Roman Catholic. For Neumann-Goretti, one of the big highlights has been Fresh Kimball, who stepped into a leadership role now that Jaquan Newton is at the University of Miami. Also, Vaughn Covington has stepped up. Zane Martin has stepped up. And watch Quade Green. This sophomore is playing out of his mind. 31 points in his last game. Should be a good one. Ari?
Thanks, JT. And as you can hear, a ton of great players here tonight. Which one of those guys that JT was talking about are you really excited to see?
Well, the last guy he talked about, Quade Green, is a guy that I had the pleasure of seeing play when he was in 7th grade a couple years ago. And he stood out then as a kid at that age, and this year he's really stepped up, and this is a bit of a coming out party year for him, and he's only getting better with each game. So number 1 for Neumann-Goretti, Quade Green, is definitely a guy to watch tonight.
Yeah, and a guy that I like a lot for Neumann-Goretti that I want to see is Demir Cosby-Roundtree. He's the young big man, really the only big man that they have, and I talked to Chris McNesby before the game. He wants to attack at Cosby-Roundtree because if he gets in foul trouble, as good as these guards are, I think they might have some trouble up front if Cosby-Roundtree gets in foul trouble.
Well, Roman Catholic definitely has a big size advantage, and that'll be one thing to watch. If Roman Catholic can attack the boards and control the rebounding battle, then they'll be able to really assert themselves down low and probably give themselves a better chance to win.
Real quick, going to put you on the spot, Jordan. Prediction for tonight.
Neumann-Goretti by 3.
I'm going the other way. I'm going Roman by 5, but we'll find out coming up next on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
And we are about ready to go here at Philadelphia University. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. And the starting lineups are about to be announced. We'll get to those in just a moment. But, Jordan, what are your keys to the game, really? What do you think Roman needs to do to stop Neumann-Goretti?
Well, as we touched on in the beginning, Roman has a distinct height advantage. They need to take advantage of that and capitalize on their opportunities on the rebounding glass. If they can control the boards, they'll be able to keep within this game.
Well, the Neumann-Goretti starters are being announced right now. They play with 4 guards, starting with number 0, Vaughn Covington. Number 1, Quade Green. Number 3, Zane Martin. Number 4, Lamar Fresh Kimball going to St. Joe's. And the big man with all the little guards is number 10, Demir Cosby-Roundtree. And you can see Neumann-Goretti right there. They are the road team wearing their away black uniforms with the gold trim and numbering. There's the starters right there with Covington, Green, Martin, Kimball, and then Roundtree. And Jordan, you talked about how much you like Green, and Covington and Martin are heck of players as well.
Yeah, they really spread it out. They have 4 guards, as you can see, with the exception of Roundtree, so expect them to really try to spread the floor, get a lot of points in transition.
Now we take a look at Roman Catholic. Their starters are going to be announced right now. You have number 4, Nazir Bostic, the transfer from the public league. Number 5, DeAndre Vilmar. Number 10, Tony Carr, getting a ton of Division I looks. Number 20, Jameel Holbrook, who will be going to my alma mater, Rider University. And number 35, Paul Newman. And don't forget about number 1, Manny Taylor, the Rutgers football commit, who will be coming off the bench for Chris McNesby's crew.
Yeah, Roman Catholic very deep, as you can see. They have a lot of athletes, even great ones coming off the bench. So a lot of size, a lot of athleticism, and they'll bring it tonight.
You see Roman Catholic there in their home white uniforms with the purple lettering and the gold and purple trim. And I'll tell you what, Jordan, the student section is ready to go here at Philadelphia University. We got to look at them during the national anthem, and they are as fun of a student section as you will ever have.
Expect them to be into it. This is going to be probably the most anticipated regular season game, definitely in the Philadelphia Catholic League, maybe in the entire area this entire season. So expect the place to be rocking tonight.
And you know what's funny? We talked to Carl Aragale, and he says, this is just another game. The hype is for you guys. This is just another regular season game. He says it's going to matter if we play them in the Catholic League final again, which they did last year, and Newman was victorious, although Roman won the regular season match. So maybe Coach Aragale has a point there.
And that's definitely the message that you want to send to the players. This is just another game. You don't want the guys buying into the hype.
Right.
Leave that to the fans. Leave that to us, which we're buying into it.
Absolutely, and we are ready to go. And the tip ultimately was won by Neumann, but Neumann-Goretti's Vaughn Covington chases it down. And here's Neumann-Goretti with the opening possession. Zane Martin's number 3. Here's Lamar Fresh Kimball diving in. Off the glass, can't get it to go. Cosby Roundtree, the putback, no good. And the rebound brought down by Tony Carr.
Right away, Kimball attacking the basket on that first possession. He's a slasher. Expect him to really try to take the ball deep, maybe kick it out or take it to the hoop like he did right there.
And you know, Cosby Roundtree had a point-blank shot right there, but couldn't put it home. Here's Jameel Holbrook, the Rider Bronc commit. Newman in the high post, and outside of number 4, Nazir Bostic. Bostic with the high ball screen, and we've got a carry call here on a turnover by Roman. Not a call you see too often even in high school basketball these days.
Bostic getting a little sloppy with the ball handling there, palmed it a little bit, and that's what they called as you got to keep that hand on top of the basketball.
Well, that's what the rules do say there, Jordan, so it makes sense. All right, Vaughn Covington running the point. Now to Kimball, the lone senior that really gets the playing time. Good look for Cosby Roundtree, and he's blocked, and then we've got a late foul call coming in from the backside. And Cosby Roundtree will go to the free throw line. So let's see how the big man shoots fouls here, Jordan.
Holbrook guilty of the personal right there as he prevented the wide open dunk there by Cosby Roundtree. And let's get a look at how the big man shoots his free throws.
Good for him, but off the back rim right there. Demir Cosby Roundtree, the young big man for Neumann-Goretti, 6'8", 185-pound sophomore. Misses both, but Kimball frees the rebound. And they don't call a backcourt violation there as Covington chases it down. I'm not sure really what the call is.
I don't think
Jordan.
Newman had full possession after that missed free throw there.
Okay. And here's a turnover, a little scrap for the ball. Still fighting for the ball. Ultimately last touched by Roman. Got some sloppy play here early on. I think that's expected when you have the adrenaline pumping so high with this type of rivalry.
Both teams are probably pretty high strung right now. They both want to get off to that quick start and maybe trying a little too much early on.
Yeah, I talked to Jameel Holbrook before the game, and he was so pumped to get into this game as that's Quade Green missing on the 3. Floorboard eventually picked up by Newman of Roman Catholic. And the Cahill lights will come the other way. Here's Tony Carr. He's going to pull up for 3, take it himself. No good. Rebound being tipped around, and ends up in the hands of Kimball, who tosses it to Green. Green on the run, going one-on-one with Carr, and a backside block by Nazir Bostic. Still no score here in the opening couple of minutes, and here's a corner 3, and it's no good from Vilmar. Offensive rebound, Holbrook launching a 3, no good. Ooh, Bostic hit the floor hard, and he is still down. Newman comes up with the basketball, but they're going to have to stop play as Nazir Bostic hit the floor hard, and he might have got his bell rung a little bit because I think his head just went straight down to the hardwood.
Yeah, you could hear it from here, Ari, as Bostic went down. his back was completely parallel to the ground, and you could hear that thud as he hit the ground, but thankfully it's looking like he's going to be all right.
That's good to hear. He's a heck of a player. Played some time over at MCS, Math, Civics, and Science. Very good Public League Division A team. And now he's over here in the Catholic League with Chris McNesby and Roman Catholic. And two very good coaches. We didn't even really talk about that, Jordan. Chris McNesby, somewhat of a younger guy, but he is a heck of a coach. He was an assistant coach at Drexel, among some other schools. And Carl Aragale, what else can you say about him? He has just put this Neumann-Goretti program on the map.
Well, it seems like every year these guys have their turn of Division I talent just leave, but it seems like they're right back at the top again every single year, and that's a testament to the coaching and the type of guys that they're able to get into these programs.
Well, because of the stoppage, the official stoppage, Nazir Bostic will have to check out of the game, and we're going to see number 4, Daquan Davis, into the game for the first time. So it's Roman basketball, no score here in the opening couple of minutes of the first quarter of this highly anticipated Philadelphia Catholic League battle. Tony Carr down low, Newman trying to work against Cosby Roundtree. Pump fake, puts up a shot, he's got it, and finally we've got the scoring going with Paul Newman.
Paul Newman showing very good footwork down there on the low post and uses it to his advantage for the early two.
Here's a drive in by Martin, and that's going to have to be a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Cahillites, so great defense thus far for Roman Catholic.
Neumann-Goretti might have a tough time if they're going to take it into the basket as they have a distinct height disadvantage. They're going to have to really move the ball around the perimeter to create good scoring opportunities tonight.
Here's Tony Carr, 2-0 is the score. Cahillites with the lead. Here's Holbrook. They're looking down low. They're going to work it to Newman. Up and under. And he draws the contact from Cosby Roundtree. I'll tell you what, Cosby Roundtree got a lot of ball right there, but he did get a little bit of the arm. And as a result, Newman will go to the line, and the first foul of the game goes to Damir Cosby Roundtree.
Expect Roman Catholic to go to Paul Newman a lot tonight, as it looks like he has a bit of a matchup advantage on the young Cosby Roundtree down low.
Yeah, Newman at 6'7", but he's definitely got more of the physique because he's got more of the bulk there. Newman a junior, Cosby Roundtree only a sophomore. And again, we talked to Coach McNesby as you get a shot of Newman right there. We talked to Coach McNesby. He wants to attack the big man. He wants to get him in foul trouble. And with Newman, he's got a real chance to do that as Newman makes one of two. So it's now 3-0, and Newman's got all three of the Cahillites points. The Neumann-Goretti Saints still looking to get on the board. Covington in the backcourt, he's trapped, and it's knocked away and stolen by Carr. He goes in, and he lays it up and in with a finger roll. Points off a turnover is a big stat in any level of basketball.
Catholic able to create the first field goal of the game off of some pressure.
Down low, Cosby Roundtree, the layup is good. So it's all big men really here so far, Jordan. As finally, Neumann-Goretti's on the board.
That's what you have when you get these two athletic teams that cover a lot of space. There's not too much room to pass the ball around the perimeter. You got to go low.
Roman Catholic back to work, and here is Bostic back into the game, who misfires, but he looks to be okay, so that's a great sign right there. Zane Martin, pick and roll, Cosby Roundtree blocked from behind, and they get Newman with the foul. Well, this Roman Catholic crowd didn't like that, but I have to agree with the officials right there, Jordan.
Yeah, it looks like he got a part of the wrist there on Cosby Roundtree going up, and we'll see if he can redeem himself here at the line.
Yeah, 0 for 2 from the line so far today. He gets that one to go down. Substitution, Manny Taylor into the game, wearing number 1. And he is a big man, and he's going to Rutgers, but not to play basketball. Yes, he's going to play offensive line.
Yep, and he looks like it on the court. You can pick, you can definitely pick out who's the offensive lineman on the floor right now.
Well, 2 for 2 for Cosby Roundtree right there. And yeah, Manny Taylor going in for Paul Newman. Obviously, you don't want to get Newman into foul trouble, so he just picked up his first. So Taylor into the game for him. Carr looking down low for Taylor. Taylor, the big man, going in, throws him a wild shot, and Cosby Roundtree comes down with the board. Look at the big man running the floor. He's going to take it himself. He missed it. Martin with the follow, and he's got it. But how about the big man trying to go coast to coast?
He saw the basket from full court and decided to go for it. I think he knew he was taking that in from the second he picked up that rebound.
I'm not sure what Coach Aragale thinks about that one, having his big man run the floor when he's got 4 very capable guards on the floor right now. Tony Carr outside. This is Andre Vilmar. Down low to Taylor. Trying to back his way in, puts up a shot off the glass, no good, doesn't get the roll. Rebound, volleyballed around, picked up eventually by Davis, and Roman Catholic will reset. Bostic given room. They're trying to double team that entry pass down to Manny Taylor. Is Neumann-Goretti.
Roman Catholic trying to slow it up a little here.
Carr outside. This is going to be a 3 for Davis. Got it. Daquan Davis knocking down the triple, and that ends the 6-0 run for Neumann-Goretti. And I think, Jordan, now finally we're starting to see the teams get into a groove a little bit.
See a little more rhythm going, some more set plays going on, and once the initial jitters wear off, you can see some very disciplined basketball.
Ooh, Covington tried to answer it, went halfway down and came back out. Here's the lob inside, and it's a miss for Bostic. Rebound by Taylor, and he's fouled. And that is quickly number 2 on Cosby Roundtree, and that's what we feared for Neumann-Goretti, is that Cosby Roundtree gets in foul trouble, and immediately Carl Arregale singles to Emil Moody, the only other big man that these Saints have.
Roman really attacking that pump fake from Cosby Roundtree as they sense a weakness in the young guard, or in the young forward, excuse me, and they're taking advantage of it with the pump fake and already have him in early foul trouble.
So Manny Taylor at the line, missed the first. So as we mentioned, Cosby Roundtree is out.
Looks like Emil Moody, the 6'6" forward, is in for him.
Also, Jameel Holbrook, the rider, commit back into the game for Roman Catholic. 1 for 2 there for Manny Taylor. And it's now 9-6 in favor of the Cahillites. Just under 3 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1, and Roman Catholic putting on the zone trap press, but that time finally Neumann-Goretti is able to break it. We saw earlier Covington got trapped, and it led to a fast break bucket. Points off of turnovers there. Martin drives in. That's going to be an offensive foul on Zane Martin. He extended the arm, extended the elbow, and if a defensive player goes back, the high school official, he's going to make that call.
Zane Martin showing a little undisciplined there in that possession. As you saw, he picked up his dribble early on the full court press, and there just a little too out of control on that drive.
Roman with the possession with a 3-point lead. Tony Carr driving in, lost the ball out of bounds. Was it touched? Yes, they say it was touched. So will remain Roman possession. This is Davis, who knocked down a 3 a moment ago. Now Taylor down low, working against Moody. And a late foul call coming in from the backside. They're going to get Emil Moody with the personal. I thought that looked like a pretty clean block to me. What do you think?
Well, there's definitely contact on every single play down low.
I agree.
It's just a matter of which ones they're going to call and which ones they're going to let go. And I agree on that one. It looked like there was less contact than necessary to make that call.
So here's Taylor, and the Roman Catholic crowd is going nuts. I am not exactly sure why. Not sure if that was a milestone or not for Taylor, but he missed the second. Rebound ends up in the hands of Fresh Kimball. The steady senior going to St. Joe's. Now to Quade Green, cross court to Covington. He's going to shoot a 3 in rhythm, and this time he knocks it down. First time it went halfway down, came back out. That time he hit it.
And those are the buckets that Neumann-Goretti is going to have to make in order to stay in this game.
Tony Carr. Now to Holbrook. Driving in. And it's a travel. Yep, that's an accurate call. He tried to pass it off to Manny Taylor. And Holbrook called for the travel. Newman is coming back into the game. Taylor will exit.
Taylor's definitely a good second option as a big man to come off the bench.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I talked to Coach McNesby. I was shocked that Taylor wasn't in the starting lineup, but he was confident that he wanted to bring him off the bench, rotate his big men. Kimball for Neumann-Goretti, hands it off to Quade Green. Back to Kimball. He's going to launch a corner 3. Lamar Kimball knocking it down and giving Neumann-Goretti a 12-10 lead.
Those are the types of plays Neumann-Goretti is going to have to run, as they did with Covington in the possession before. And right there you saw Kimball taking advantage of a little bit of space and knocking down the 3.
Oh, it's so tough. You have all these great guards. Who do you cover? I mean, they doubled Quade Green, and that gave Kimball a little bit of space. Newman with some trouble up in the high post now outside of Holbrook. Holbrook to the cutter. And there's a layup from Nazir Bostic.
Phenomenal look there by Holbrook.
We are tied at 12 with about a minute remaining here in quarter number one. And after a slow start, both these teams starting to heat it up a little bit here at the Gallagher Center at Philadelphia University. Here's a Zane Martin three. That is way off the mark. Tony Carr gets it. You hear the air ball chants from the crowd. Carr trying to go coast to coast, rejected by Kimball. Here's Green going the other way. Quade Green. He took a couple of extra steps to the bucket, but it doesn't matter. He put it in for two anyway.
Yeah, Quade Green taking a little bit of a stroll from the three-point line into the basket.
I think a stroll is an understatement there, Jordan. 14-12. Neumann-Goretti with the lead. Bostic. Holbrook back to Bostic. He's going to launch a three. Top of the key. Around the rim and out, no good. Rebound down to Davis. Misses the putback. Quade Green with the rebound. Saints the other way. Covington. Pump fake by Martin. Left-hander. Can't put it in. And the rebound is stripped away by Paul Newman.
Zane Martin looks like he's playing outside of a little bit of his own comfort zone right now.
A miss by Bostic. Newman gets the rebound. Puts it up off the glass. And that is as the first quarter expires with the score 14-14. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back on SFBN presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Thanks for joining us for another SFBN Classic, a coronavirus classic from 2015. This was a regular season PCL game. Always great games between these two powerful teams, the Roman Catholic Catholics and the Neumann-Goretti Saints out of South Philadelphia. Saints won 4 consecutive PIAA championships in those times, 2014, 15, 16, and 17. All 4 of those teams featured Quade Green, and the Roman Catholics won back-to-backs in 15 and 16. Again, 2 great teams coached by Chris McNesby on the Roman side and Carl Arregale on the Saints side. Both very accomplished coaches, to say the least. This game featured a number of players who we'll discuss later on in the Where Are They Now section after the game. Some big names, really, really good players. The game started a little sloppy, not much scoring the first couple minutes, and then there was a very scary moment where Nazir Bostic's head smashed off the ground. Imagine if that had happened in today's game. He would not be playing in that game anymore, I'm sure, after what we saw there. In this game, they almost let him stay in the game until seasoned official Joe Anholt recognized the fact that the trainer had come onto the court, which meant that the player had to step out. There was no concussion protocol back then. A little scary. So we saw some Neumann-Goretti full court man-to-man press. That was an interesting move by Carl Arregale. And then falling back into the man, Roman started in a little bit of a zone trap guard press and then fell back into a 2-3. Roman was spending a lot of time taking it to DCR, Demir Cosby-Roundtree, the future Villanova player. And at the time, he was a sophomore, so they were testing him, and they did have some success drawing the second foul and sending him to the bench for the remainder of the quarter. We'll see what happens in the second quarter. I will join you then, and also after the third and the end of the game. See you then.
Hi, everybody. This is former Philadelphia Flyer Bill Clement. I sure hope you're all well. So the coronavirus pandemic has really changed how we do things. And for Flyers fans, how frustrating to have the season end the way it did, as well as the team was playing at the end. But the other day I started to think, imagine the frustration of small business owners who account for 99.7% of America's businesses, the backbone of our economy. Well, my good friends at PSS Benefits have dedicated their business to providing solutions for small and medium-sized companies. Partnered with Payroll Service Solutions, they offer seamless pay-as-you-go workers' compensation. They offer retirement plans and HR services. They also provide health insurance, business insurances, and personal insurances. They have programs available to assist in deferring or reducing insurance premiums during this difficult time, and they are fully staffed to personally assist their clients. This is a period of uncertainty, and PSS Benefits is helping clients understand their options with the CARES Act, and also making sure their clients are comfortable with their portfolios as well as their risk tolerance. Throughout the remainder of this pandemic and continuing forward, PSS Benefits and their partner Payroll Service Solutions are there for all of your business needs. So call my friends at PSS Benefits. They're there to help.
Welcome back to SFBN. Here's Jeremy.
14 tie here at Philly U between Roman and Neumann, two undefeated bitter Catholic League rivals. Last year, Roman won the game in the regular season. Here at Philly U, Neumann got him in the Catholic League championship. This year, this game will have significance as well as the Catholic League playoffs and perhaps state playoffs as well. But right now, Paul Neumann, Roman's best player, with 5 points early, 6 offensive rebounds for Roman, 5 fast break points for Neumann. It's been the key for them. Ari?
Thanks, JT. Jeremy Treatman, the third member of our broadcast team, doing a great job. And, of course, Jordan, he has a ton of experience with high school basketball. He's been doing it for a long time. So we're tied at 14 as we start quarter number 2. Thank you for watching us here on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Quad A Green in rhythm. No good. Tony Carr pulling down the board for Roman. Up ahead to Bostic. Looking down low for Neumann. Guarded by Moody. Bostic outside over to Holbrook, who's been quiet so far. Neumann to Holbrook. Pick and roll. Neumann lays it up and in. Paul Neumann. JT was just talking about it. He leads Roman with 5 points. Now make it 7.
Newman looks very, very comfortable around the rim. Looks like he knows exactly what he's doing, has a plan going in.
Oh, and this is going to be a backcourt violation. Quad A Green was going to let it go, but instead he had to pick it up because Davis was right with him. DeAndre Vilmar will check back in. Davis out. So Roman will have the basketball.
Now, Ari, I think Roman took a few too many threes in that first quarter. That's not really, they have great guard play, but that's not really their strength per se. Look for them to take it down low like this more often in the second quarter.
There's a nice drive by Jameel Holbrook. He doesn't get it to go, but he draws the contact. Now it's going to be on. Not sure who the foul was on there as Holbrook takes the free throw. And it's good. Jordan, did you catch who that was on?
I believe that foul was called on Moody, which would have made it his second.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. Moody with 2 now. Holbrook makes the free throw for his first points of the game. Make it 2 for 2. 18-14. Roman with the lead, but we saw Roman get out to the quick start, and Neumann was able to storm right back.
Newman's one of those teams that can put up a lot of points in a little bit of time. Great guard play, great shooters.
Speaking of great guard play, here's Lamar Kimball, who drives in and draws the contact, and that's going to be number 2 on Paul Neumann. And he's going to have to come out. Manny Taylor right up off the bench. That's a great drive by Lamar Kimball. I mean, you could tell he is a seasoned player. There's a reason that he's going to St. Joe's next year. That's just a smart play to stop the momentum, drive to the bucket, and get to the free throw line.
Right, Art. He reminds me almost of like a high school version of Paul Pierce. He's not overly fast, but he's a strong, good guard, and he's a lot quicker than he originally appears.
That's a great comparison, Jordan. I got to give that to you. A smaller Paul Pierce. Well, he's going on Hawk Hill next year. I think Phil Martelli's going to like him a little bit. Manny Taylor back into the game. Paul Neumann out with 2 personals. Kimball calmly sinks the second one. 18-16. So 2 personal fouls each for all the big men except for Manny Taylor. Neumann with 2, Cosby Roundtree with 2, and Moody with 2. You see him, number 23. He remains in the game, though.
That plays directly to the advantage of Roman Catholic because they have much more depth down low.
Tony Carr pushed off, no call. The Neumann-Goretti faithful wanted it. Missed the shot. Saved by Bostic. And now here's a pass down low, and Carr puts it up, and they call it travel. I think he had a little bunny hop in there, Jordan.
Yeah, the refs are letting them get away with it, but not that time.
Vaughn Covington out, Zane Martin back in. Also into the game, I just noticed now, number 2, Rasheed Brown into the game for Neumann-Goretti. He's a 6'2 junior guard. There he is with the ball right now. Kimball. Top of the key, the Roman student section letting him hear it. He drives in again, puts up a shot. This time it's blocked, no foul call. Moody trying to save it, But he couldn't quite do it, and it will be Roman basketball.
Roman forcing a lot of turnovers early on. They get their hands in passing lanes, and they look to lock everything down inside the paint.
Got about 6 minutes remaining till halftime here. High ball screen there from Holbrook. This is Carr, down low to Taylor. Taylor, pump fake, draws some contact, no call. Rebound being volleyballed around. Quade Green, who's back into the game, picks it up. Neumann-Goretti has numbers if they hurry. Quade Green, that's a goaltend. That's an athletic block right there by Nazir Bostic, but definitely a goaltend.
Yeah, definitely contact with the ball after it hit the glass, resulting in a goaltend. Good job there by Quade Green, attacking the basket, even though he had two guys right behind him, getting the 2 points and knotting this game up at 18.
Well, Quade Green gets credit for the bucket right there. He will exit Vaughn Covington back in. Tied back up at 18 after Roman scored the first 4 of the second quarter. Neumann-Goretti answered to the next 4. Zane Martin almost picked the pocket of Bostic, but fortunately Holbrook was right there. Now down low, Manny Taylor had it stripped away, and here's Vilmar. Doesn't get the roll. Taylor the putback, and he fought hard for that bucket right there. Manny Taylor with his first field goal. He's got 4 points.
Taylor using that big body down low, tractoring away the defenders and picking up the bucket.
Zane Martin way off the mark on the long 2, and then Tony Carr traveling with the basketball.
Tony Carr couldn't get around his own teammate, Jamil Holbrook, right there, and just a careless turnover on his own end of the court.
Timeout call by Carl Arragale. We'll keep it right here. And you're watching the Sports Fanbase Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions. And, so far, pretty fun game. I mean, it was a slow start, but as we said, it was expected. The adrenaline was pumping, but now the teams are really getting going, and this is just going to go down to the wire, I think. It's a phenomenal basketball game.
Yeah, it's back and forth. You can definitely see the strengths of both teams at play. Roman taking advantage down low, and Neumann being able to spread out the floor and hit some threes early on.
Ari Bluestein, Jordan Hoffman here with you, coming to you live from Philadelphia University here in the beautiful Gallagher Athletic Center, built a few years ago. And Jordan, this is a great venue, not only for Division II college basketball, but also for high school basketball as well.
No, just a great place to have a high school basketball game. Fits a lot of people, and just perfect for an evening like tonight.
Got a packed house here, as expected. I was talking to the head of facilities here, Tom Scarbeck, who hooked us up, and he was expecting a packed house here tonight. Brown with the basketball. Going baseline to Moody, lost the ball, stolen away by Vilmar. And Vilmar hit the ground. No call. The student section wanted the call right there, but it ends up being Saints basketball after all that. Brown open for 3. Oh, boy. Well.
Got to expect to hear that if you airball.
Yeah, really. Davis coming out for Roman Catholic. Tony Carr coming back in, Holbrook coming back in. 20-18 is your score. We've had a back-and-forth game this entire first half. Nazir Bostic across the timeline, now to Holbrook on the wing. This is Taylor. Down low, Bostic trying to work against Martin, and he wins the battle.
Bostic showing nifty footwork there down low.
Bostic with his second field goal, he's got 4, and that gives Roman a 4-point lead, 22-18. Lamar Kimball, dribble handoff with Quade Green. Green being chased by 2 Roman players, goes inside, takes on Taylor, no good. Martin gets the rebound, jump ball call, possession arrow in favor of the Cahillites as Manny Taylor stopped Zane Martin from going anywhere inside the paint.
Looks like the refs are really starting to let them play here as we wind down here in the second quarter.
And I think that's the right thing to do. These are 2 very good teams, very good players. Let them play. Don't dictate the tempo of the game. We're halfway through quarter number 2. Roman with the ball on a 4-point lead. Tony Carr, he's going to take the mid-range J, and he knocks it down. Tony Carr now with 4.
That's a very high-level high school basketball play that not everybody can do. All right, that mid-range jumper, that pull-up jumper, very, very good to see from Carr.
Well, there's Zane Martin who puts it in for 2. We've seen him struggle from the outside shot, but I think that time he does what he does best, slash to the basket, use his strength, and put the ball to the hoop from 10 feet and in.
Zane Martin, definitely one of the more physical athletes on this Neumann-Goretti squad. As you said, they're using his best abilities to his advantage.
Well, here's an advantage for Roman, and they've got the bigs inside, and there's Manny Taylor right there. And here's a steal by Roman Catholic. Carr fouled. And right now, Jordan, all the momentum is in the hands of Roman Catholic, and a big reason really is because of the size mismatch that Roman has, and with Cosby Roundtree out of the game with 2 personals.
Yeah, Roman Catholic really doing a good job getting second opportunities. They're not knocking down all their buckets. They're not playing a perfect game by any means, but they're using their athleticism and their size to get those second opportunities, and they're too good of a team to give that chance to.
Tony Carr going to the line, number 10 for Roman Catholic. And that was the 3rd personal picked up by Emil Moody. First free throw is good for Tony Carr. And Jordan, I know that he's getting a ton of D1 interest right now.
Yeah, Tony Carr is one of the many Division I prospects on this Roman Catholic team, as he's received interest from schools like Maryland, Penn State, Temple. So definitely a high-level Division I recruit that we're watching.
And from what I talked to Coach McNesby, he is a phenomenal individual, very good in the classroom as well. You always like to hear that as well, above 3.0 GPA. 28-20, I believe this is the largest lead of the game for any team. Roman on a nice little 8-0 run. Fresh Kimball. Oh, he threw it right to Tony Carr. Up ahead, here's Vilmar on the run. Covington fouls him and one. DeAndre Vilmar putting it in transition. Covington tried to stop him, but it ends up just pumping up the Roman Catholic student section, as you see on the corner of your screen right now.
Neumann-Goretti looking very uncomfortable right now, as I'd have to say this is the first time this year that they've really been the team that hasn't dictated the pace of the game. They're usually used to, using their speed to their advantage, and so far tonight they really have not dictated the pace by any means.
Vilmar missing the free throw. Kimball with the board. Now here they come on the run. This is what they need to do. Quade Green saves it, but Tony Carr steals it and throws it off the legs of Vaughn Covington. And right now, everything going right for the Roman Catholic Caholites.
Just sloppy passing right there on that possession by Neumann-Goretti. They didn't have to force the issue there on that possession, but they did, and a couple careless passes results in another turnover.
Carr outside. Vilmar drives the baseline, rejected by Emil Moody. Back to Taylor inside. Holbrook ends up with the basketball, blocked by Kimball. Quade Green on the run. Here he goes. They lost the basketball. Vaughn Covington has it, picks it up, takes a three, short. Quade Green, the rebound, he can't get it to go. Rebound by Tony Carr. Here comes Roman on the run. 3-on-1 if they hurry. Oh, and they throw it away. Now Quade up ahead. Here's Zane Martin going in. Fouled, and he makes the bucket. Zane Martin, very athletic move right there.
Great job there by Quade Green, picking the pocket, getting the steal, and with the long outlet pass, Zane Martin doing exactly what Neumann-Goretti needs him to do. Run the floor, get the contact, finish, and hopefully for Neumann-Goretti will complete the three-point play after this timeout.
Timeout called by Chris McNesby. So Zane Martin will go to the line for one free throw. Got it. Zane Martin all of a sudden with 7 points to lead Neumann-Goretti. Surprising after he struggled shooting from the outside early. And now Neumann-Goretti putting on the press, although Roman Catholic breaks it. Oh no, and they throw it away. And here's an opportunity right here, Jordan. If Neumann-Goretti can get a basket, they're right back into the ballgame.
Yep, if they can get it three here, they can cut it to a one-possession game. And, expect this to be a close game through and through till the very end of the game. I can't really see either team, pulling away too easily in the second half.
Quade Green outside to number 12, Miles Millsip, who's into the game. Martin to Quade Green. It's a corner three. No good. Rebound by Bostic. I think Neumann-Goretti's really settling for a lot of threes when you have these athletic guards who can drive inside.
Yeah, they're doing a good job stretching the floor and passing the ball around and, using the perimeter. But I think you're right. They are settling for too many threes when they could really use their penetration skills to their advantage. And as Green takes that three and isn't able to hit, that has been one of his strengths so far at this point, but so far 0 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Here's Manny Taylor. That is the 8th team foul, so this is going to be a 1-and-1 for the big man going to Rutgers. No good. Zane Martin skying for the board. Again, Neumann-Goretti with another opportunity to cut into this lead a little bit more. Just over a minute remaining. Kimball thinking about a three. Hands it off to Covington. Outside Martin. He's going to launch it. No good off the back rim. And the rebound ultimately comes down to Tony Carr and Roman Catholic.
If I'm Roman Catholic, I'll let Zane Martin take that shot every single time.
I think you're right. He is not the shooter that Covington, Green, and Kimball are, that's for sure. Carr down low. That's a great move and a slam by Nazir Bostic. Great job by Carr. The hesitation. Neumann-Goretti thought it was going to be a pick and roll, but he just took it himself and then found Bostic cutting on the baseline. There's a travel from fresh Kimball. He thought he kept the pivot foot, but apparently the official did not agree.
Kimball trying to do everything he can to attack the lane right there, as it looked like he picked up that foot just a bit too early.
Under a minute to go, under 30 seconds rather. Ball's knocked away. A scrum for the basketball, and Roman calls a timeout. Wow. Well, not sure if Roman quite had possession there. And I think that's what Carl Arregale is complaining about. There he is right there. I don't know, Jordan, what's your thoughts on that timeout?
It looked like the ball was loose to me, Ari. It looked like it was rolling around. Didn't really look like either team had a clear possession at the point of the timeout. So definitely a questionable call, and I don't blame Coach Arregale there for his displeasure of that.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that the ball there was no clear possession. Roman had the ball in their half of the court, if that's going to be the reasoning. But unfortunately for Neumann-Goretti, Roman gets the timeout, and Coach Chris McNesby was able to draw up one final play here with 14 seconds remaining till halftime. Coming up on our halftime report, Jeremy Treatman will give us another report from the baseline. And we will try and talk to one of the members of cityofbasketballlove.com. We'll see if he makes his way up here to the booth. Taylor's going to take it himself. Got it. The big man. Take it inside. Nice look. And the finish from Millsip. Count it as the clock expires. So your score at the half, Roman 34, Neumann 25. We're going to step away real quick. We'll be back with our halftime report here on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Big packed house there at Philly U, and the story of that second quarter was clearly the big men for Roman going to the hoop and getting inside and getting the offensive rebounds. Paul Newman was a force and then had to sit out when he got his second foul. But coming in to replace him, the Cahillites did not lose anything, going to Manny Taylor, who ended up actually the leading scorer for the Cahillites in the half with 8 points. Newman adding 7, so getting 15 out of the big man position, the center position, with Demir Cosby Roundtree, DCR, just a young sophomore at the time, getting his second foul in the first quarter, and did not appear in the second quarter as far as I saw. He was 6'8", 185 at the time. Just to put it in perspective, he did grow to 6'9", 227 as a sophomore in college. Of course, he went to Villanova and was part of that winning national championship team in 2018. We'll go over some of that stuff at the end of the game. Looking forward to this second half. A 9-point lead for the Roman Catholic Cahillites over the Neumann-Goretti Saints. Another exciting PCL regular season game. It's always tremendous when these two teams meet each other. Always fun. Always a great game. in the best league in the country. I repeat that, and I say it every time I see a PCL game. See you at the end of the third quarter, and at the end of the game, stick around.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922.
Very impressive first half here for Roman Catholic. They have the 34-25 lead. Their defense was excellent. They held Lamar Kimball to 5 points. He was frustrated. Zane Martin was frustrated. Quade Green not having a great shooting day, so credit to Roman Catholic man-to-man defense here in the first half. Also, the pick and roll at the top for Roman Catholic was really working offensively here in the first half. Manny Taylor gave him a nice lift. I thought Ari was 6 big points and 6 rebounds, 4 of them offensive here in the first half. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, JT, and great job, Jeremy Treeman, doing our baseline reporting. And I'm tallying up the points right here. And as I'm doing that, Jordan, why don't you give me your thoughts there on the first half? What did you see? What were the things that really stood out to you?
Well, it was a lot of what we thought we were going to see going into the game. Roman Catholic definitely taking advantage of their size and their athleticism down low. Neumann-Goretti taking their share of 3-point shots. So right now at a 9-point game, really right where we thought it might be. Neumann-Goretti's the type of team that can go on a run really quick and put up a lot of points in a short amount of time. So definitely watch out for them to make a run early on in the second half.
Let's go through the first half scoring here on our halftime report. You see the score is 34-25. Let's go first for the visiting Neumann-Goretti Saints. Leading the way with 7 points is Zane Martin. As Jeremy Treatman mentioned, 5 points for Lamar Kimball, 4 each for Demir Cosby Roundtree and Quade Green, 3 for Vaughn Covington, and 2 right there at the end for Mike Millsip. For Roman Catholic, leading the way with 8 points is leading the way with 7 points is Paul Newman. Oh, no, I was mistaken. 8 points there for Manny Taylor. 8 for Manny Taylor, 7 for Paul Newman, 6 each for Tony Carr and Nazir Bostic. 3 for Daquan Davis off the bench, and 2 each for Jameel Holbrook and DeAndre Vilmar. And really what stands out to me right there is the balanced scoring from the Roman Catholic Cahillites.
Definitely the balance is what they're all about. They have a lot of depth, and the 2 scoring leaders, as you see, Taylor and Newman are their 2 biggest bodies down low, so no surprise there, Ari.
We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll continue our analysis, and we'll tell you also what's coming up on the Sports Fan Base Network and our talk show, SFBN Talks High School Sports. We'll be back right after this. Ari Bluestein, Jordan Hoffman here with you on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Welcome back to the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Ari Bluestein, Jordan Hoffman, and Jeremy Treatman here with you live from Philadelphia University. And your score is 34-25. In favor of Roman Catholic. And I want to thank Ari Rosenfeld of cityofbasketballlove.com. And we're getting ready for the second half, and we talked about it a little bit, but I really feel like Neumann-Goretti has to use their guards, their quickness, to run the floor, beat Roman down the floor, drive, fast break layups, and even draw contact and get to the free throw line. What do you think?
Yep, they're a very good free throw shooting team, Ari. There's been a lot of contact early on. The refs haven't been calling all the contact, so you can only do so much. But there were a bunch of threes, too, that Neumann-Goretti took early on in that first half that they are accustomed to hitting that they didn't. So if they start falling, the game will start changing.
Tony Carr starting off the second half with a bang with the runner. Covington barely grazes the front rim, but what an athletic play right there by Quade Green. He gets the ball back in the corner, pump fake, drives in, outside Kimball. Here's Kimball. Martin. Covington, pump fake. Oh, another fake. Now to Kimball. Finally a shot is launched, and it's a miss. And one thing to note, Demir Crosby Roundtree back in the game. 2 personal fouls as Quade Green drains the 3. And I guess maybe Neumann-Goretti's strategy is to hit the outside shots. I don't know.
They did a good job moving the ball around the perimeter there on that possession, Ari, but 3 opportunities, something you don't expect to see.
Holbrook trying to answer, no good. Martin with the board. Martin going to try and take it coast to coast with the left hand. Holbrook gets the rebound. Jamil Holbrook. Bostic to Carr. High ball screen from Newman. Good D right there by Neumann-Goretti. This is DeAndre Vilmore now inside to Newman. Back to Vilmore. Off the glass and good. Nice look right there by Paul Newman.
Roman doing a good job of spreading the ball there on the offensive front. Looking to get it down low and convert on those close back to the basket opportunities.
Kimball launching a three. No good. Quade Green. It's good and the foul. How about this sophomore Quade Green hitting it from the outside and then hustling to get the rebound and score inside and draw the foul.
Green slithering in and finding his way down there in the paint. You don't expect the 5'11" guard to pick up that board amongst all the big guys that Roman has down low, but Green able to get it, get the two, and go to the line to look to complete the three-point play.
And he does just that, getting the home roll here at Philly U. He's got 10 points now to lead all scorers. Actually, he's tied with he's not tied with DeAndre Vilmore. He does lead all scorers. Tony Carr at midcourt. Neumann-Goretti down 7. Roman really finished that second quarter strong. Here's Holbrook driving the baseline. Puts it in as he challenges Cosby Roundtree. And Holbrook with his first field goal. He's got 4. Quade Green the drive. The look for Cosby Roundtree who puts it in. Tell you what, Cosby Roundtree, he looks a little raw, but he's got some length inside.
Yeah, those arms really, really, really get extended out far. He's 6'8". Those arms, you say he's got to have at least a wingspan around there. So does a really good job of getting length.
Bostic misses the jumper. Green with another rebound. Quade Green trying to go coast to coast, blocked by Bostic. Ball goes out of bounds off of Roman. That's probably the right call right there. And it will remain with Neumann-Goretti.
Green going in fearless there, attacking the basket as he was severely outsized by some of these guys on Roman Catholic, but he doesn't care. He takes it right to the hoop, drew a lot of contact, but nothing called.
Roman Catholic's Chris McNesby calling a timeout with about 5:10 remaining here in the third quarter. And we'll tell you about our talk show, SFBN Talks High School Sports, and it just aired tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. And if you're watching this game in about 22 minutes, our show will be on again at 8:30, and then tomorrow again at 6:30 p.m., all on the Comcast Network. And Jordan, we talked football the entire fall, but now we're in full swing in high school basketball mode, and we are honored to have Carl Arregale and Chris McNesby both on the show via web chat on SFBN Talks tonight at 6 o'clock. It premiered at 6 o'clock. It's coming up again in about 20 minutes from now.
Well, high school basketball in Philadelphia, Ari, is a religion in its own, and there aren't two more powerful guys than these two coaches on these two squads. So definitely guys that you want to hear from when talking local Philadelphia high school basketball.
Again, make sure you check out our show every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on the Comcast Network. 5:10 to go here in quarter number 3. Neumann-Goretti down 7. They have the basketball. Covington inbounds to Kimball. Back to Covington. Quade Green, who's at the hot hand, steps in, mid-range jumper. A little bit off the mark, a little bit short. Rebound pulled down by Tony Carr. Carr on the run. Draws some contact before the shot. And they're going to get the foul call on Vaughn Covington. And that will be his second. Just the team's first here in the second half. This is Carr. Challenging Cosby Roundtree, no good. Newman with the rebound, had it stripped away by Kimball. Cosby Roundtree doing a very good job of playing defense inside without picking up that third personal foul thus far. Kimball drives in, draws the foul, hits the deck. Doesn't get it to go, but he will go to the line. And again, this is what I'm talking about, Jordan. Lamar Kimball especially, he's the slasher. Zane Martin also a slasher. They've got to get to the bucket and challenge guys like Newman and Holbrook and Vilmore.
And these last two possessions on both ends of the court, Ari, it looks like the refs are calling a little bit more here in the second half, and that definitely plays into the advantage of Newman.
Kimball knocks down the first. He now has 6 points. talked to Carl Aragale about Lamar Kimball, and, he was kind of like the Robin to Quan Newton, who was Batman. With Newton gone and a couple of the other guys like Troy Harper gone as well, Tony Toplin, Kimball is the lone guy back, and he's really doing a great job of taking on the leadership role, taking on all these young guys under his wing.
Well, you can see his leadership on the floor from here, Ari, as he's able to get these guys calm. When they play a little bit out of control, he's the one that slows up the pace of the game. You can see his experience on the floor.
Down low to Newman. They're going to try and get Cosby Roundtree maybe to pick up that third foul. Back down to him from Holbrook. Left-handed hook off the glass. That's a nice little move right there by Paul Newman.
Nice little lefty jump hook.
Green in rhythm from way outside. Whoa. That was from Philadelphia University main campus down here on Henry Avenue.
Quade Green showing that NBA range on that long three-pointer.
Newman inside. Partially blocked by Cosby Roundtree, and he comes down with it. Gets it to Kimball. Kimball could have taken himself with the left hand, no good. Rebound by Carr. Bostic cherry picking down the other end, and he slams it down. 44-38. Neumann-Goretti cut it to 4, but now Roman answers. Kimball for 3. That's a big time shot. Kimball now in double figures with 10.
Here we go, Ari. This is what we were looking for. Back and forth as this game looks like it's really starting to get good.
And Martin forces a turnover by Nazir Bostic.
You can feel the energy level here in the arena picking up.
This is high school basketball at its best. DeAndre Vilmore out, Manny Taylor in, Newman out as well. And back in the game also Daquan Davis for Roman Catholic. Martin, pull up for the jumper. No good. Taylor frees the board into the hands of Bostic and Tony Carr. The leader of this Roman team will calmly take it up the floor. Roman up by 3. They've led by as many as 10. And it's a 5-second call on Tony Carr. Maybe he took it a little bit too calmly there.
Yeah, these refs are really looking for these small little things. We saw a palming violation early in the game, a 5-second call right there. So they know that these guys are high-level basketball players, and they're going to hold them to it.
Under 3 to play here in quarter number 3. Neumann-Goretti could tie it with a 3. Let's see where they go. Covington driving in, hands it off to Kimball. Kimball. Quade Green driving inside, backing down low to Cosby Roundtree, and he puts it in. Beautiful look from Quade Green.
Great vision right there, and great job by Cosby Roundtree anticipating that pass, getting it up to the bucket quick, and we are looking at a 1-point game.
Quade Green knew he committed a reach and foul right there. How about this, a 1-point game? Ooh, look at Quade talking some trash down there to Daquan Davis.
Gotta like that, a sophomore really exuberating himself on the court, and why not?
Well, he's got 13 points now, 9 of which right here in quarter number 3. Tony Carr to Bostic. Down low to Manny Taylor. Backing down Cosby Roundtree. And that's going to be a foul. And Cosby Roundtree didn't like the call, but anytime a big man leaves his feet, that's bad news.
Yep, and they've gotten Cosby Roundtree on a bunch of those pump fakes and those double clutches, and Cosby Roundtree once again leaving his feet, and that's almost, as you said, Ari, an automatic call.
Right. And I saw one of the assistant coaches from Neumann-Goretti just tell him, just stay straight up. Don't leave the feet. Taylor makes the free throw. Manny Taylor now 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Cosby Roundtree out with his third personal. He'll probably sit for the remainder of the third quarter. Probably a smart move right there by Carl Aragale, as Emil Moody also with 3 personal fouls back into the game. Taylor's second free throw is also good. 10 points for the big man, Manny Taylor, off the bench. Back to a 3-point lead for Roman Catholic. Quade Green trying to tie it off the mark. Rebound by Tony Carr. Carr across the timeline, drives in. Covington went to the ground. Layup no good. Taylor with the rebound. And we've got a reach-in foul on Moody. And that's going to be number 4.
Lots of contact there as Carr driving into the basket. No calls. It looked like there was a lot of contact possibly initiated there by Carr on that drive. Whistle silent, and Roman Catholic with the ball back.
Moody remaining in the game with 4 personals. Bostic has the ball, driving inside. Drawing some contact, no call. The rebound is volleyball right in the hands of Moody. Here comes Zane Martin up the floor. And we've got a reach in from behind. And I believe that's going to be on Bostic. First personal for Nazir Bostic. Team's third. Tony Carr out, DeAndre Vilmar back in. Kimball driving the lane against Taylor, puts it up, draws the contact. And in your comparison, Jordan Hofferman, Paul Pierce fashion, gets to the bucket, puts on the brakes, pump fake, draws the contact, and he's back at the line.
Yeah, and with that Paul Pierce comparison, what I was trying to allude to a little earlier, Ari, is it doesn't look like he's the fastest guy out there on the court, yet he's very economical with his steps. There's no wasted motion. He gets to where he needs to get to quicker than it looks, and therefore the defenders are always one step behind him as he's able to draw a lot of fouls and get to the line.
Kimball now a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line as Bostic and Taylor exit. Tony Carr and Paul Newman back in. 46-44. Got about a minute and a half remaining until the end of quarter number 3. Kimball sinks it again. Kimball now with 12, 7 of which here in quarter number 3. So Kimball and Green have really come to life here in the third quarter. Roman with the ball, up by 1. Holbrook down low, knocked away. Newman gets it back, rejected by Emil Moody. And that's a foul. And that's going to be our stall agency play of the game, the rejection by Emil Moody. Stahl Bonds and Insurance specializes in the construction business industry. For all your bonding and construction insurance needs, please go to their website, www.stolllagency.com. At this point in the game, that's a huge block, and now Neumann-Goretti has the ball, and they could take a lead.
It looked like Paul Newman had an easy layup off the glass right there, and out of nowhere, Moody comes in, gets a hand up there, and a huge possible momentum shift as that rejection could loom large.
We got a foul off the ball. I think Newman is going to be the guilty party. And indeed he is. Number 3 or number 4? Wow. So Newman has 4 personals. Manny Taylor, luckily for Chris McNesby, Manny Taylor only with 1 personal at this point. So I don't know when we're going to see Newman again. Pick and roll, that didn't work out too well for Kimball and Emil Moody. Under a minute now here in quarter number 3. Tony Carr to Bostic. Oh, and Emil Moody just fouled out of this game on a very, should I say, insignificant play with Taylor trying to cut through the middle.
Right, Moody was playing off the ball right there. Really didn't look like a necessary foul at that point. And unfortunately for him, his night is done before even the start of the fourth quarter.
Well, he did get the stall agency play of the game before he exited. So that's something to his name.
He can leave with something tonight.
That's right. Well, Mike Millsap, the 6'4 sophomore forward, now has to deal with the big Manny Taylor. And they're going to call the reach in on Lamar Kimball. That's Kimball's first, team's 6th. Both teams now with 6 team fouls. So Carl Arragale trying to buy some time here before he has to put Cosby Roundtree back into the game as Millsap trying to cover Taylor here. The mismatch. Taylor exploits it, but he can't finish. No good by Davis. And here comes Neumann-Goretti, 4-on-1 if they hurry. Quade Green, the layup, it's good. And Neumann-Goretti has got the lead, and the Saints almost come up with a big steal right there as Rasheed Brown has come back into the game, and he made some noise. How about this comeback from Neumann-Goretti?
Neumann-Goretti is one of those teams like we were talking about that can go on these types of runs. whether it be either by the three-point basket or just penetrating to the basket, and they've done a great job sustaining good plays and good set opportunities in the second half to this point.
Tony Carr trying to figure out something to do. Davis launching a three at the buzzer. Taylor, the putback, does it count? It counts. Manny Taylor, Johnny on the spot, puts it back in, gives Roman a 1-point lead to end the third quarter. 48-47 is the score. Don't go anywhere. Big time. Fourth quarter coming up next on SFBN, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Third quarter featured a furious comeback by the Saints of Neumann-Goretti with Quade Green leading the way. Quade now has 15 points in this game. So he had 11 in that third quarter. Demir Cosby Roundtree, DCR, came back into the game in the third quarter and had a good start to that third quarter. Was playing defense without getting into too much trouble there, and then did pick up his third foul. He was replaced by Emil Moody, who immediately got his fourth foul and then made the play of the game on a block shot. And a few seconds later, subsequent to that, did get his fifth foul. Ends the game with 0 points and 5 fouls. Was not really that effective as a sub for Carl Arregale of the Neumann-Goretti Saints. Mike Millsip is in the game now for the big man position at this point. We'll see if DCR comes back in the fourth quarter. On the other side, Manny Taylor continues to be a force. He's an offensive lineman in football and got a scholarship to Rutgers to be on that football team. So he is a big man, about 250 pounds, I'm guessing. He has 12 points for the game. Also on the other side, on the Saints, showing great leadership, Lamar Fresh Kimball, ending that quarter with 12 points overall. So looking forward to a very exciting third quarter. It's a 1-point lead for Roman. The final basket coming from Manny Taylor on a buzzer beater. We'll see you at the end of the game. Talk to you then.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
And I don't know about you, Ari, but I think this game, in the end, is going to come down to who has enough guys left. There's a lot of guys in foul trouble. We already have one guy that's fouled out, Moody for Neumann-Goretti, and expect the physical play to continue.
Yeah, and Newman with 4 personals for Roman. And now the whistles are really starting to blow here in this game, and Manny Taylor picks up a foul. That's his second. So that puts Demir Cosby Roundtree at the line for a 1-and-1, as that is the 17th foul on the Caholites of Roman Catholic. First one is good. The big man now with 9. Very impressed. I'm very curious to see what he could do.
Yeah, and all the reports on him to this point is that he's very physical but young and raw. And you know what, Ari, I'm very impressed with the polish of his game. He's got good footwork down low. Yeah, he's rough around the edges in certain ways. He's definitely got room to improve. But
I mean, he's only a sophomore, but at 6'8", as they're going to call a foul on Vaughn Covington. That's going to be his third. And now that's the 7th team foul on Neumann-Goretti. So going to the line for a 1-and-1 is Tony Carr. First one is good for Carr. Tied up at 49. And what I was saying about Cosby Roundtree, 6'8" sophomore, and he's not super skinny, but he's still got plenty of room on that body for weight gain too.
Yeah, he looks like a guy that definitely will be excited to watch develop for the next couple of years. He looks like a guy that definitely has a college future ahead of him if he keeps developing.
Tony Carr sinks 2 free throws, and on the seesaw we go back and forth. Now Roman with a 1-point lead. Zane Martin for Green, knocked away for a moment, gets the ball back for 3. It's short. That would have been a big shot right there for Quade Green. In transition, Tony Carr going in, passes it off. Bostic puts it in, and he draws the contact. He'll go to the line for the and one. Let's hear Bostic now with 10.
Big possible momentum swing there as Quade Green misses the three-pointer, which from this angle looked like it was going down. And down the other way goes Bostic, and now has a chance to complete a three-point play with Roman Catholic holding 3 right now.
The free throw is good for Bostic. 4-point lead for Roman. Cosby Roundtree on the baseline. Roman, I believe, switching to a zone here, Jordan. Quade Green inside. Cosby Roundtree. And the foul. Wow.
The sophomore combo down low. Quade Green dropping it off to Roundtree. That's not the first time we've seen it, Ari. And if you're Carr Arrigal right there, you got to be excited not only for the remainder of this year with these two, but you look at that chemistry and think, wow, these guys got 2 more years to improve on what they're already showing right now in this type of environment.
Yeah, I mean, that is just so true. So Cosby Roundtree has a chance for the and one. He missed it. So it's a 2-point lead for Roman. Still plenty of time in this game, just has under 7 minutes remaining. Tony Carr, down low, Bostic. And again, Bostic scores inside. Quade Green in transition, has the ball knocked away and stolen. Oh, and Davis traveled. Yep, I agree.
Newman looking for a technical there on the ball being thrown up in the air, but I don't think you make that call in this type of situation.
No, because that gives Neumann-Goretti 2 points, and 2 points in this type of game in the fourth quarter.
Could be the difference of the game.
Exactly. If you're going to tee somebody up, you better make sure that they are really deserving as Martin misses the runner. Cosby Roundtree with the soft hands. How about Demir Cosby Roundtree? And now you've got a whistle. I'm not sure what the call was right there.
Not sure if there was some kind of warning given as
there might have
pointing
been.
going to
it
both
might have been
benches.
a warning to both benches, yeah. Well, it's getting pretty physical as expected. I mean, you have a 2-point game between 2 of the best high school basketball programs, not only in this area, but in the entire country. Holbrook to Taylor, knocked away by Mike Millsap. How about the reserve sophomore forward getting into the act? Quade Green, the drive. Oh, and he traveled.
A late call, but the right call.
I agree.
You can take those 2 steps if you're going up for the shot, but Quade picked up the dribble right there, and definitely an obvious traveling call.
Yeah, I think Quade Green was kind of caught in between what he wanted to do, and as a result, kind of just dragged the pivot foot there and was called for the walk. Tony Carr gets the high ball screen from the big Manny Taylor. Carr, nice move. Blocked by Millsap. Covington, he's going to pull up for 3. No good. Rebound by Bostic. I mean, that's one of those do-or-die shots right there.
And that's a shot that Vaughn Covington is used to making. He's one of the top 3-point shooters, and I'm sure he'd take it again.
Taylor pulls his way inside and puts it in for 2. Manny Taylor having himself a ball game today. Quade Green pulls up for the mid-range baseline jumper. Cannot get the roll. Holbrook, who has been quiet today, pulls down the rebound. Roman with a 4-point lead. Again, still plenty of time, over 5 minutes remaining. Taylor down low. Foul call on Millsap. Gave him a little nudge right there, Jordan.
Yep. Little too physical there down low for the ref's liking as they'll send Taylor back to the line. Taylor, pretty nice touch from the line for a big guy. And Ari, for the most part, I'm pretty impressed with how these big guys on both sides of the ball shoot their free throws. Not perfect by any means, but definitely good form, and we're not looking at any Shaquille O'Neals tonight.
Well, Paul Newman, 1 for 2. Demir Cosby-Roundtree, he's missed 3 and made 4, so 4 of 7 for him. As Taylor drains the first. So he makes the front end of the 1-1, and he will earn another. Cosby-Roundtree back into the game. And obviously Carl Aragale, you see the Roman student section right there. They are pretty pumped up here today, and their team's got a 5-point lead. Try to help Manny Taylor make the free throw right there. You gotta love that. Well, it didn't help that time, and Cosby-Roundtree comes down with the board. Well, Neumann-Goretti's got to close the gap fairly quickly here. Zane Martin going in and drawing the foul.
Good job there by Martin, seeing a little bit of a lane and attacking it. He's got a very quick first step, can get to that basket. Hasn't really been too successful in finishing the ball tonight, Ari, but really doing a good job getting contact and getting to the line here.
Now, something I just noticed here that Carl Aragale is starting to do now. He had kind of like an illegal substitution. You got to wait till the second free throw. But something that he's doing is when he has the chance, he's putting in Millsap to play D and Cosby-Roundtree to play offense. Great strategy because Cosby-Roundtree is more susceptible to picking up, obviously, the defensive fouls.
Yep, and he's definitely more of an offensive weapon down low, picking up those offensive rebounds, and has pretty soft hands down low.
Zane Martin, who had 7 points at the half but did not score in the third quarter, just made his first free throw attempt, and he calmly makes number 2. 3-point lead, 58-55. Both starting big men on the bench right now. Cosby-Roundtree with 3 personals, 4 for Newman. And that's Paul Newman of Roman Catholic, not Neumann-Goretti, of course. Tony Carr, right in front of the Roman bench. Manny Taylor going to try to work against the sophomore. Goes in, and he wins the battle. Got to give the ball there to Manny Taylor and win that battle against Millsap, an inexperienced 6'4" sophomore.
Yeah, it really looks like they're attacking that matchup right now, Ari.
Quade Green to Kimball. Covington. Roman Catholic, you can see they're in a 2-3 zone right now. Covington, high post to Martin, outside Green. Drives in, goes against Taylor. Offensive foul call. Quade Green made the bucket, but it didn't matter. They call Quade Green for the charge.
And it looks to be the right calls. That's a tough call if you're Neumann-Goretti because of the size difference. You're like, come on, you're picking on the little kid for going in and acting tough, but you know the feet were set, and I think that was the correct call.
And I think that's what Coach Aragale was complaining about, to your point about how could this little guy knock over a future Rutgers offensive lineman. But his feet were set, Quade Green went in, and maybe there was a little flopping in the process, but it goes the other way. Tony Carr going inside, off the glass and good. Forced his way in against Covington. Covington tried to draw the foul, but no dice. 7-point lead, and that could be a really big lead here at this point in this game. Martin trying to stop the bleeding, no good. Millsap couldn't get the rebound, but they say last touch by Holbrook. Cosby-Roundtree back into the game on the offense-defense switch. Bostic in, Holbrook out. Kimball. Martin kind of hung up midair, didn't know what to do. Now he gets the ball back, drives in, puts it in. And a timeout immediately called by Carl Aragale and Neumann-Goretti with a score of 62-57. Now, Neumann-Goretti is getting back into this game by scoring some points, but they've got to come up with some stops. And I think, even though it risks Cosby-Roundtree picking up his 4th personal, you got to leave him in to guard Manny Taylor, in my opinion.
Yeah, the height difference just is too much to ignore the size difference, as they are attacking Roman Catholic, that is, with Taylor down low, and it's a big matchup mismatch down low with what they have going on right now, and maybe with Cosby Roundtree he'll be able to create with his length and with his height maybe a little more of a matchup equality for Neumann-Goretti. But if you're Roman Catholic, you keep feeding the hot hand, you keep giving it to Taylor.
Hi, everybody. This is former Philadelphia Flyer Bill Clement. I sure hope you're all well. So the coronavirus pandemic has really changed how we do things. And for Flyers fans, how frustrating to have the season end the way it did, as well as the team was playing at the end. But the other day I started to think, imagine the frustration of small business owners who account for 99.7% of America's businesses, the backbone of our economy. Well, my good friends at PSS Benefits have dedicated their business to providing solutions for small and medium-sized companies. Partnered with Payroll Service Solutions, they offer seamless pay-as-you-go workers' compensation. They offer retirement plans and HR services. They also provide health insurance, business insurances, and personal insurances. They have programs available to assist in deferring or reducing insurance premiums during this difficult time, and they are fully staffed to personally assist their clients. This is a period of uncertainty, and PSS Benefits is helping clients understand their options with the CARES Act, and also making sure their clients are comfortable with their portfolios as well as their risk tolerance. Throughout the remainder of this pandemic and continuing forward, PSS Benefits and their partner Payroll Service Solutions are there for all of your business needs. So call my friends at PSS Benefits. They're there to help.
Ari Bluestein, Jordan Hoffman here with you on the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions. What a game this has been, though, so far. You can see 3 minutes and 21 seconds remaining. It's a lifetime left, but, you know, like we talked about, they got to try and stop Manny Taylor down low because he has just been killing it here in the fourth quarter for Roman Catholic.
Yeah, off the bench, he's really been the major player tonight for Roman Catholic, and expect them to just keep on feeding him as this game goes on because he's been making his free throws, and if your big guys are making your free throws, there really isn't any downside to keep on giving them the ball.
All right, we return to game action here. Roman Catholic with the basketball. Neumann-Goretti putting on a full court man here. Now they try the trap. Tony Carr dribbles right out of it. Vilmar going inside, no good. Rebound, volleyball around. Vilmar comes down with it. Davis wide open, three, and he drains it. Big time three for Daquan Davis. The second triple of the night.
That pushes it to an 8-point game. Real big shot there by Davis.
Speaking of sophomores, Davis only a sophomore as well. Covington trying to answer. No good. Rebound by Bostic, and he's hit in the face. And the official calls the foul on Quade Green. That's his fourth, and we'll take the long walk down the floor. As now Neumann-Goretti is over the limit with 10 team fouls.
Definitely a handful of shots that Vaughn Covington would have liked to have back probably are at the beginning of this game. He's one of the most prolific three-point shooters in the entire Catholic League. Has had a couple open looks tonight and just a little bit off. He's been so good up to this point this season.
Bostic makes the first. This is key now for Roman if they want to close this game out. Neumann-Goretti's over the limit. You got to make your free throws.
That's how good teams win games.
Little reverse broadcaster's jinx. As they stay out of bounds off of Manny Taylor and Roman Catholic. It's a 9-point lead all of a sudden. With 2:45 remaining. Kimball saving as many seconds as he can. High ball screen. Quade Green with it now. Kimball going to launch a three. Short. Rebound into the hands of Tony Carr. And Neumann-Goretti's got to start making some shots, and they got to start doing it quickly.
Yeah, a couple open threes in the last two possessions, not able to capitalize on either. And Neumann-Goretti might look back to those two possessions at the end of this game.
Carr with the drive, no good. Floorboard, chased down by Covington. Covington being hounded by Vilmar. In the corner to Green. Green Kimball, pump fake, draws the foul. Another great job by Lamar Kimball to draw the contact, and he will go to the line for 2, as that is foul number 4 on Manny Taylor. Now, should overtime happen, now we're a long way away from that, but Manny Taylor and Paul Newman each with 4 personal fouls. Kimball makes the first.
Both teams now with 10.
Vilmar out, Holbrook back in. Lamar Kimball will have another. He's got it. Cosby Roundtree out. Look at this lineup that's in right now. They bring in Rasheed Brown at 6'2".
It's a very small lineup that Newman's going with. Look for them to press as they are.
Lamar Kimball has to guard Manny Taylor. Kimball 6 feet tall. And Taylor, I know he's only 6'6", but he is a load. Look at this matchup inside. And that's going to be an offensive foul, and Taylor has fouled out of the game.
That could be a big turning point there. Only a minute 50 left, Ari, but Taylor has been so vital for Roman Catholic, especially in the second half, and drawing that foul right there and having him out of the game could prove to be pretty big.
Manny Taylor had no reason to use his hands. All he had to do was use his body to get in front of Kimball. Instead, he uses his hands. Kimball, with a little bit of an Academy Award nomination
Little
flop.
showmanship, and that's experience right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've seen it. Taylor took the nice little flop on the offensive foul on Quade Green, too. Speaking of Green, here he is right there with the basketball. Now Covington driving inside. Kicks it to Kimball. Pump fake. Drives the baseline. Loses his balance. Bounce past the Brown. Green. Hesitation inside Kimball. Lost the ball. Ends up going to Green, who puts it up off the glass. That squirted through the arms and legs of
Did
Kimball.
Kimball hike that?
That's
Green, it looked
pretty
like?
much what happened. 66-61. Newman's now only down by 5, and Manny Taylor, who has been the star for Roman today, is now out of the game. And Paul Newman, the other big, he's got 4 personals. This is a very interesting situation right now because Roman was in control of this game. But now all of a sudden, Newman's got some momentum, and Roman's down a big man.
Right, and Roman has been in control of the game for most of this fourth quarter because of their big men and because they've been able to attack the glass and they've been able to control the paint. But now with Taylor out of the game and other big men in foul trouble, such as Newman, it's a very, very, very tight situation. And the only question for Neumann-Goretti now is, do they have enough time to surmount a 5-point comeback? They definitely have the talent, but Roman Catholic definitely has some firepower on the other side. So it'll be definitely interesting to see whether Roman Catholic will let this lead get away.
66-61. 1:31 to go. Neumann-Goretti again going small here with Cosby Roundtree out of the game, and of course Emil Moody, the backup big man, already fouled out. Here's a steal. Quade Green. Brown outside of Green. I thought that was going to be a jump ball call. Kimball driving in. Covington, pump fake. Lost the ball, and that's going to be a reach-in foul on Bostic. My, how the momentum has shifted here at the Gallagher Center here on the campus of Philadelphia University.
You feel some tension in the air and some nervousness on the fans of Roman Catholic as, it's not the same type of environment that it was 5 minutes ago.
That's for sure. Covington makes the first. It's a 5-0 run for Neumann-Goretti. Make it 6.
One possession game.
A minute 13 to go. Roman's having some trouble getting it in, and here's a steal. And it's put in by Zane Martin. 1-point game. This Neumann-Goretti press has Roman a little bit frustrated. Now Carr taking it in, and a blocking foul called on Lamar Kimball. That's the right call.
Yep.
Lamar Kimball didn't
definitely
get the steal.
backtracking.
Yeah, but he was, yeah, you're right, backpedaling. He didn't get set. That's the right call. And going to the line will be Tony Carr, who is 4 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. Officially 59.5 seconds to go. Roman's got a 1-point lead.
2 huge free throws. That's a 1-point game. It'll still be a 1-possession game regardless.
Newman out, Vilmar and Davis back in, so Chris McNesby going with a very small lineup as well, where his tallest player is Jameel Holbrook at 6'4". Tony Carr 2 for 2, back to a 3-point lead for the Cahillites of Roman Catholic. Lamar Fresh Kimball across the timeline now with the basketball. Bounce pass down low, knocked away, and it's off of Roman Catholic. Nice play by Nazir Bostic.
Neumann-Goretti going with their most experienced player, Lamar Fresh Kimball, on that possession, trying to cut it to within 1 or even tie the game with under a minute here in the 4th.
Kimball, I thought he was going to launch 3 right there. He is going to do it. Oh, he's got it! Lamar Kimball has tied this game at 68. And a near steal from Brown. Bostic being ridden by Rasheed Brown. And Roman Catholic calling a timeout. 33.5 remaining. And the Neumann-Goretti faithful right across the way behind the Neumann-Goretti bench is feeling it.
This is exactly what we were hoping for, Ari, coming into this game. These 2 teams, like we've been talking about all night, definitely the cream of the crop, not only in the Philadelphia area, but in the state of Pennsylvania, and 2 of the better teams in the United States. Really showing it off tonight, especially here in the second half. We've been going back and forth. Neumann-Goretti's been up. Roman Catholic's been up by as much as, I think, 9 or 10. And right now we're knotted up at 68. Both teams in the penalty. Just over half a minute remaining. And we will see what happens, but it has been great.
The score was 66-57 in favor of Roman. Only a few minutes ago, it is now tied at 68. It's an 11-2 run for Neumann-Goretti. Now, let's go into Roman's huddle now with Chris McNesby. What play is he running? Is he holding for 1 here? If he can't get it, he takes it to overtime? Or do you just try and get the win, get some putbacks, and give Neumann-Goretti some time?
Well, with both teams in the penalty area, you got to look for the best opportunity to score right now. You can't take anything for granted. You got to just take your best shot and hope it goes in.
They're putting the ball in the hands of Tony Carr. Vaughn Covington has him. Junior versus junior. Covington's got to get rid of it. Oh, yeah, no 5-second call. Drives inside, the layup. Got it. Tony Carr puts it in, 12 seconds. Brown up ahead to Martin. Arragale's going to let it play. Martin driving in, passing it out of bounds. Roman ball. I'm surprised Carl Arragale did not call a timeout right there to set up a play. He just let it go.
Very questionable decision as Zane Martin drove in, nothing to do, and couldn't call timeout.
Roman's got to get it in. I think the call is a foul on Neumann-Goretti. They are going to get Newman with the foul. Neumann-Goretti, that is. So going to the line will be Jameel Holbrook. He's 2 for 2 today. And the Rider University commit, if he makes 2,
this game's all but over.
I would agree. 2.5 seconds remaining officially. Oh, it's no good. Neumann-Goretti with some life. I just saw Carl Arragale. If it goes in, call a timeout. I'm pretty sure that's what he just signaled. Holbrook will have another. Got it. Timeout, Neumann-Goretti. 71-68. Roman leading by 3. But there's still 2.5 seconds remaining. And I'm sure Carl Arregale will put the ball in the hands of one of his very capable guards.
Yep, there's three guys right now.
Pick your poison, yeah. I mean, Zane Martin is really more of the slasher. So you got to go with, in my opinion, Kimball, Covington, or Green. And Covington hasn't had a great shooting night. He hit a 3 in the first quarter, but that's his only field goal. Quade Green had a great third quarter, but a quiet fourth. And Kimball has really played a strong third and fourth quarter. So I think I'm leaning towards Kimball, although if Chris McNesby, you see the Roman Catholic huddle right there, if he's expecting that, if McNesby's expecting that, maybe Arregale knows that and uses Kimball kind of as a decoy and gets it to somebody else. So, I mean, there are options here.
Right, and that's the luxury that Neumann-Goretti has right now. I think if you're Neumann-Goretti, you have to go with one of those three. Whoever has the best look, go to them and hope for the best.
As you can see on our camera, people are standing up, this entire crowd on their feet right now here at the Gallagher Center at Philadelphia University.
And it will be a full court inbound, which makes it a lot tougher.
Brown having trouble. Covington, he's going to have to launch it. Full court, it's short. And that's it. Roman Catholic defeating Neumann-Goretti 71-68. We're going to take one quick break. We'll go back down to our man Jeremy Treatman on the baseline in just a few moments. Roman with the win over the Neumann-Goretti Saints here at Philly U.
Well, that was a great ending with a furious comeback by the young Saints of Neumann-Goretti, who would go on to win 4 straight state championships. However, in this game, they fall to Roman Catholic by 3. Final score 71-68. Tony Carr with a triple-double, a very quiet triple-double, and Roman stays undefeated. Manny Taylor was a force. He was the guy who is 6'6", about 270 in high school, ended up playing football for Rutgers on the offensive line, and now weighs about 345, I believe, something like that. And he was just having his way down in the low block area and near the rim. Manny ended up with 17 points. Big game for him. He did foul out, and I'll discuss that in just a moment. Paul Newman was his co-big man for Roman that day, and Newman ended up with 9. So Manny had 4 fouls, Manny Taylor that is, and Carl Arregale took his big man out and put Lamar Fresh Kimball, a 6-footer, on Manny Taylor. And just off camera, we saw just a little bit of it. Manny must have just thrown him off and got his 5th foul. It turned out it didn't really have much of a bearing on the end, but at the time, that team control foul did look like it was going to be an important moment. One of the best and most unusual passes I've ever seen on the other end between Fresh Kimball and Quade Green. A between-the-legs pass, but from a hiking, snapping football type position. You have to watch it very carefully. It's quite a pass. I've never seen anything like it. Quade scored the basket. Now, Neumann-Goretti was down 66-57 with 2:45 left in that game and tied the game. Nearly won this contest. It was just a great ending, another classic for SFBN. Let's do a little bit of where are they now. Tony Carr ended up at Penn State, an excellent player for the Nittany Lions. He's now in the G League after a little time over in Italy. In the Pro League over there. He's in the NBA G League. He was a Mr. PA basketball for USA Today in his senior year. What a player. 6'5", 200, Tony Carr. Nazir Bostic, we're talking about Roman right now, ended up at St. Peter's. DeAndre Vilmar played for Missouri State after he had transferred to Paul VI in New Jersey for his senior year. He's a Bahamian, by the way, from the Bahamas. Jameel Holbrook plays for Newman College. Interesting, we have Paul Newman, who played for Roman, not Newman, and Jameel Holbrook, who ended up at Newman College. There's a lot of Newmans going back and forth. Paul Newman, real nice player, big lefty, prepped at somewhere in Rhode Island. I think it's St. Andrews, and is a 4-year starter now for Bucknell. Manny Taylor, we mentioned him before. He's the big football player over in Rutgers. And the final guy on that squad, Daquan Davis, who saw action in this game, is at Arcadia University. So everybody who played that game for Roman, 7 guys ended up playing somewhere in college for either football or basketball. On the other side, for the Saints, Lamar Fresh Kimball, what a career he's had in college. 3-year starter for St. Joe University, transferred, and is now a grad student at Louisville for the Cardinals. Just having a great career. He may end up playing pro ball at 6 feet tall. Very, very solid, savvy, and smart. Vaughn Covington ended up playing for Caldwell University. Zane Martin, the big lefty, played for Towson. I'm sorry, the guard lefty, Zane Martin, played for Towson and then transferred to New Mexico, having a very nice career. Quade Green, a guy that we all thought was going to be a big-time player at Kentucky. It didn't work out. He played a year, maybe a year and a half at Kentucky, 6 foot 170, a little small for that level. Transferred to University of Washington, way up in the Northwest there. He was a McDonald's All-American. Quite an accomplished high school career, 4-time state champion, 4-year starter for the Saints. Demir Cosby Roundtree, of course, played for that 2018 Villanova National Championship team. What a great opportunity for him to play for that team. He will never forget that, I'm sure. He is injured currently with some shin problems, his second surgery on his shins, and having some screws and plates put in those shins, at least one of those shins anyway. Mike Millsip is the last player to play college ball, East Stroudsburg. That's a Division II program in the PSAC. So 7 guys on Neumann-Goretti and 7 guys on Roman went on to play college sports. This was a great game to watch. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did also. We'll be back on Thursday with another SFBN Classic. Tune in. We'll see you then.
All right, our man Jeremy Treatment has Tony Carr down on the baseline, and we'll get a chance to talk to Jeremy Treatment and Tony Carr, who is going to be our Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods Player of the Game. JT, let's go to you down on that crowded court, now at the Gallagher Center here at Philadelphia University. JT.
And I'm with Tony Carr right now, the star of the game, a triple-double, but forget that. You got a big win over Newman. Tell me how it feels.
It feels great, man. Just come out and just keep beating the defending champions. They always give us a good match. They're one of the best teams in the league. We just had to play hard and play together.
Talk about the intensity here in the fourth quarter. Right down to the last second it took to win the game.
Wow, the intensity was great, man. Newman picked it up on defense. They started denying me the ball. It was tough for me to get the ball, but we all found a way to pull it through.
Where do you go from here? Still undefeated?
Still undefeated. We just trying to stay undefeated.
Well, congratulations on a great win. That was Tony Carr. Roman Catholic pulls it out by 2. Back to you guys.
Thanks, JT. Tony Carr, again, is going to be our Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods Player of the Game, and we will announce that in just a moment. But, Jordan, a phenomenal game. I mean, Roman, I feel like, outplayed Neumann-Goretti, and I think they deserve to win. But how about that comeback from the Saints? They are a feisty young bunch led by a veteran guy, Lamar Kimball.
Right, and we knew they were going to make it interesting. They were down for most of the first half for the third quarter, but they came right back in the fourth, stormed back, even had the lead for a little while, and they took it there to the end. Very good team, 2 very, very good teams, and they really lived up to the billing tonight.
And now we're going to give Tony Carr, Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods Player of the Game, but Manny Taylor, I thought, really was our runner-up. I think he put a phenomenal game off the bench, especially with Newman in foul trouble. But again, we're going to give Tony Carr, our Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods Player of the Game, the leading supplier of the Philadelphia Public League. Visit them today at 7554 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair for all of your sporting goods needs. But before we talk about Manny Taylor, Jordan, talk about our Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods Player of the Game, Tony Carr.
Tony Carr really impressed me tonight, Ari. He's a big guard, the junior who's getting a lot of Division I interest, showed why. He has a multiple array of talents. He was able to show that he could take it with either the right hand, the left hand, has a nice little jump shot, hits his free throws, plays very solid defense, and really showed off all of his skills tonight.
Now Manny Taylor down low, the big guys really did well for Roman, and I think Chris McNesby did a great job of giving the ball to his big guys down low, knowing they had the mismatch. Neumann early, Manny Taylor late. Talk about that combo.
Well, we knew early in the game that Roman Catholic was going to try to take advantage of their size, and Manny Taylor screamed size. He's the biggest guy on the floor.
He's going to Rutgers to play offensive line,
Yep.
yes.
So you knew they were going to try to use him down low, and they did the whole entire night. I was really, really impressed by his finesse. For as big of a guy, he has really good feet down low, definitely creates a lot of space, picked up a lot of rebounds, hit his free throws, and just like Carr, he's another huge reason why Roman Catholic is coming away with the victory tonight.
And, looking ahead for these two teams, we are covering a game on January 23rd as Neumann-Goretti will take on Archbishop Carroll, another very good team in the Catholic League, and Carroll takes on Roman. We aren't covering that game, but that's going to be played at Cabrini University. That should be another big showdown. But for Roman to come from this game and then have to go play Derek Jones and Ernest Aflakboy and all those guys, Josh Sharkey on Archbishop Carroll, I mean, that's just a really quick turnaround playing basically your two biggest foes in the Catholic League.
Right, well, you can't say they're not battle-tested at this point. You have to fight to maintain that undefeated record, and Roman Catholic has definitely tested these last few games, so we'll see how they'll hold up against Archbishop Carroll, but they definitely survived a close one tonight against Neumann-Goretti. Coming up on SFBN, you can see our talk show. It airs every other Wednesday at 6 p.m., so it aired tonight. It also aired tonight at 8:30, and it's airing right now, actually. And it will also air tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m., and we'll be back with an all-new episode on Wednesday, January 21st, where we'll, of course, talk about that Neumann-Carroll game that we're going to cover right here on the Sports Fan Base Network. So, again, that's our talk show on the Comcast Network, SFBN Talks High School Sports. For more about what's coming up on SFBN, go to our website, thesportsfanbasenetwork.com, and our next broadcast will actually be a Women's Catholic League basketball battle between a rematch of the championship from last year, Archbishop Wood, and Neumann-Goretti. I mean, they have a ton of Division I prospects. So if you like high school girls basketball, these are two of the best teams, not only in the area, but in the entire country. So we do it all here on SFBN. Yep, high school basketball in Philadelphia. We do a great job at SFBN covering the whole entire layout.
So for Jeremy Treatman and Jordan Hofferman, I'm Ari Bluestein. A shout out to our crew, Mark Delicato on main camera, our interns today, Dan Wilson and Steven Silvestro, and our director and engineer in the booth, Joshua Bellman. And again, big thank you to Philadelphia University and Tom Scarbeck for setting us up here at the beautiful Gallagher Athletic Center. You can catch the replay of this game on our website, thesportsfanbasenetwork.com. It should be available in 24 to 48 hours. It was a great one, so I'm going to watch it. I don't know about you, Jordan.
I will be there right with you.
Thank you again for watching. Have a great night.
Thank you for watching this edition of SFBN Classics. We hope you enjoyed that game. Please like our Facebook page and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. And for more information about us, go to www.thesfbn.com. I'm Ari Bluestein. Have a good night.